Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Eerie Tales with Donna and Michael. So that is my daughter you hear in the background. So I am Donna. I'm the team manager at Mackinville Paranormal, and my buddy.
And I'm Michael. I'm the psychic medium from Megan's Paranormal. Even though we live in different states
We
now,
live in
but yeah,
different states, yeah, but
yeah.
she's here. So Crystal, Crystal decided she didn't want to get loud until we went live. So
Exactly. I just noticed that. I'm like, what, girl?
so yeah, we're just gonna talk about some stuff that we've done. It's paranormal investigators. We've been in some creepy places, and I got some audio that I'm gonna play for you guys. Just a few things that I've heard. Haven't actually seen anything. And Michael, I know I don't. You always talk about you haven't seen the naked ghost.
Yeah, and I saw somebody did a podcast on it too. It's like, why aren't ghosts naked? And you would think that as we come into this world, we'll be naked, but a lot of people, you know, are cremated even with you know, they're cremated
Well,
without their clothes on, but they're buried with their clothes on, which
yeah.
doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. But yeah, I'm like, so whatever. It just, I don't know. I don't know why nobody's ever seen a naked ghost, like ever. Like that's the unexplained. Like I just want to go across the veil and go, what? Do you guys have a news camp over here or what?
Too funny.
So, but yeah, it's that's part of the unexplained that you would think that things um because of the veil and because of what goes on, a residual whatever,
Yeah.
um that it would be the same, you know, when you're investigating and such, but it really isn't.
So I don't think I've
Um,
ever asked you this. Have you? I know we've heard stuff because we've been together and heard stuff. But have
oh
you
yeah.
actually seen anything as far as like shadows? And I know you're a medium, and you. I mean, beside that, like on some investigations.
Oh yeah, growing up too all the time, um I I I saw shadow people all the time, you know. I didn't know what they were um until later on in life, but yeah, I've seen them, and I've seen you know live myths. Like here's something that I could never explain. So after my mom passed, um my sisters came home and we were living. They were staying with me until we moved out, but I was in the bedroom and I heard a noise, and I went into the kitchen. It was a one bedroom, and went into the kitchen and saw this gold mist,
Gold.
uh, gold mist coming
Oh wow.
through my living room. And I was like, "Mom, is that you?" And the mist changed, and she was just coming in to say hello, or I guess, or whatever. But it was very physical. I could see it with the naked eye, you know, and it was very peaceful. And
Oh wow.
um, people say they've seen mist before, but I've never seen um, a gold type of a mist before. So that was interesting to me.
Yeah, that's wow.
Um, but yeah, it's there's so much out there that we don't know and we don't understand, and things are getting so, you know, I mean, back in what, the 1800s, paranormal investigations were done with what, candles and
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
Basically, they
Just
didn't have anything. What we have now is so technical, so
yeah.
technical.
So I know, like I said, we've been to a few places together. We've investigated.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I was talking to my sister today. We were at lunch and we were talking about Two Guns, Arizona, and it's one of the places that I would like to visit. And it's in ruins right now. And they said that Two Guns is the site of a mass murder of Apaches by their native enemies in 1878. So,
Wow.
and of course, like I said, it's in ruins. There's not any buildings there, but you don't need buildings to investigate
No,
because they're not attached to buildings, they're attached to land.
they'll
So
touch
that's
the
one
land.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you and I talked about Gettysburg, so that would be cool to go to Gettysburg.
Oh my gosh, bucket list galore. Like
So
bucket list
you
galore.
you mentioned to me before about what was it, the Mesa ruins? Was it Mesa
Yeah,
ruins?
it's Grand Mesa. I want to say, but
Grand Mesa.
it's in I want to say Durango. Mm, it's the Mesa, where the Indians built inside the. It's called cliff dwellings. The cliff dwellings. We have like a mock up here in Colorado Springs by the Cave of the Winds.
Mm-hmm.
But the real ones are down south more. I think it's in Durango. I want to say, and that's like I don't even think you can investigate, but it would be fun to you know see it finally eventually.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you, let me see. We went to. You didn't go with us to Yuma, did you?
No.
We
Mm-mm.
went to. Okay, so back in what was it, March of last year? Because I know we went my birthday weekend because I wanted to. That's what I wanted to do my birthday weekend. And Ariana keeps popping in my screen in the back.
I
And
know I see that.
so we were investigating this row of cells. Well, there was a row, and there was like the hardened criminals on one side and the not so hardened criminals on the other side. And we got this audio clip. Well, with my I take okay. So let me start over. I have a portal, which you know of. So those who don't know what a portal is, it's this little device, and it has you attach it. It's a what am I trying? It's an amplifier.
Yeah.
So and you hook it up to the batteries, you hook it up to a spirit box. So the thing with the portal is it weeds out the noise of the spirit box. So you get voices through clearer. And I have some clips that I'm gonna play. So we
Because
were at,
everything is in everybody has to understand that everything has a frequency.
right, and that's
So
what it uses the
yeah,
radio frequencies. So
exactly.
that's what the spirit box uses, the radio frequencies. But if you just use the spirit box, you'll get all of this static and it's hard to really hear anything, or you're picking up the radio stations.
Yeah.
So it's hard to hear the voices and pick them up, but the portal weeds all that noise out. So we were in the row of cells, and it was me, who was it, me, my sister Anna, um, Rianne, and Emilio, and we had the portal going. So we started hearing these noises. She thought it was cell door slamming. But
Mm.
once I played it for my brother, he was like, "No, those are gunshots." He
Oh
and
wow.
he's an avid shooter, and he was like, "I know gunshots when I hear it." So let me play
Yeah.
this.
Awesome.
You letting us know that you're out here with us? Oh, can you hear it? I don't know how to turn it up. Oh, there it goes.
That's louder. Yeah.
Is that the cell doors? Yes, it is. I feel it. See, we thought it was the cell doors. Is that the cell door slamming that you're doing? It's gonna come back more. And it just like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of back to back.
Yeah.
And it started coming more frequently. It's like somebody just shooting off a shotgun or something.
Oh yeah.
So I won't let the whole thing play, but that went on for like over a minute. Over,
Yeah.
yeah,
Those are definitely gunshots. That's not a
yeah.
cell door.
So yeah, that's what Rianne thought it was, the cell doors. But yeah, my
Mm.
brother's like, no, those are definitely gunshots. So that was
Yeah.
something that we caught at the Yuma prison. Human Territorial Prison. Didn't
I
really
love
get
that.
a whole lot, but I would love to go back there and see.
Hmm.
There was when we went, there was a lot of investigators there, because we just kind of split the cost of it because it's like $1,000 to investigate.
Wow.
So I
Crazy.
got a bunch of people involved, and we split the cost of it, and we went out there. So there was a lot of people, but yeah, if I had it, I'll take a small group and go out there again and see what we can get.
That'd be
And then
fun.
yeah, it would be. And like I said, we went to um, the Globe, the City of Globe Elks Lodge back in December. We didn't. I listened to some of the audio. We didn't catch a whole lot, but the K2s kept going wild. I mean,
Hmm.
pretty much the whole time we were there, just the K2s and the cat balls. So, oh, I take that back. Through the portal, once again, we kept hearing guitar music, electric guitar music. It kept coming
Oh,
through.
wow. Okay.
So it wasn't a lot of voices, but we kept hearing the guitar music. So when Molly came, her and the owner just kind of popped in, would see how things were going. And this building is huge. It's 3 floors. It's pretty
Wow.
big. It's not just your average Elks Lodge. It's 3 floors, so it's pretty
Yeah.
big. And and I told her we kept hearing electric guitar music, and she's like, "Well, that's interesting." And then she pulled up a YouTube video clip of a band that played there, and of course they had electric guitars. So she was thinking that maybe that they were mocking the music or something. So I was like, that was interesting. So I guess it was a couple of bands that had been there and had been playing electric guitars. And so that's what we were getting. She figured that's, oh, excuse me, we were getting a lot of music from that. But I don't think I have any audio from that. No, I don't. And
Mm.
yeah, so that was pretty interesting. But like I said, the K2 and the cat balls kept going off. No matter what room we were in, we kept getting the music. And like I said, we didn't get a whole lot of voices, just mostly music and the activity from the cat balls and the K2s.
The one I regret not getting evidence from was, when we're packing up at the Y and that
Oh, that was
woman
good.
laughed at us.
Yeah,
Like,
that was good.
you couldn't do anything the whole night and now you're laughing at us? Like,
Laughing at us when we were leaving. So yeah, we're packing up, and then we just everybody clear as day just heard this lady laughing because we just kind of looked at each other. That did you hear that? No equipment or anything, just heard it with our ears.
mm-hmm.
It's like we've been here all
So,
night. And
I'm
you've
like,
done
really?
it's the first
Now you decide? Yeah.
But that's an interesting place too. The Mercantile YMCA in Miami, Arizona. So
Mm-hmm.
we were in there. Um, so Sherry, Alicia, Charles, and we did an investigation there. And we were in the gym, upstairs in the gym. And Alicia sent me the audio. I didn't even think to put it on here. And you can hear it. Alicia says, "Did you just right before she said, did you hear a scream?" You can hear it plain as day. It was a woman scream. I was like, "Oh my god, that was cool." It's like you caught that. And Sherry was like, "Yeah, I think I got an audio recorder now. I probably caught it." So that was pretty cool. You haven't been on any investigation since you've been there, have you? In
No,
Colorado?
because, not having transportation and having all these medical issues right now has been, you know, very, very frustrating. And I'm still trying to see if I get disability or not. But, if something doesn't happen, um, I'll have to wait to see, get my shoulder done. But I may, uh, you know, looking to go back to work probably if things don't work out in May or June, just because, I'm bored.
Yeah,
Um, I'm trying to do readings, um, but I've had to suspend that because, what people don't understand, it's a lot of energy work, um, to do readings and things. So,
yeah.
and when you're in pain, and I apologize. Oh, nobody's even in here, but um, the way I talk now, I'm very self conscious because I feel like I'm over enunciating my words and look like I'm talking as mush mouth,
You're fine.
I miss my teeth. So I didn't put on makeup. Oh my gosh. Next show I'm doing getting my hair did and doing some makeup.
That's what I told my son. I was like, "Give me that chair. I gotta put on some makeup. I can't be out here barefaced."
Right. I should have put on lipstick, but that's okay. Oh well.
So, do you still have your
Next
website?
one.
Do you want to tell what your website is? Do you still have
Oh
it up?
yeah. I have my website purplewindows.net. Um disregard some of the prices on there because I'm willing to work with everybody because it's not about the money. I mean, yeah, it is about the money. We all know it's about the money, but it's also about the work too. I'm not going to charge. I see some of these mediums charging, how much do you, oh, it's $300 for like 20 minutes. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
Wow.
you're connecting to the same spirit I am, and as far as I know, they didn't say to charge $300 or whatever. It's
Wow.
ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, you remember that one? We went and investigated that one house, and they were taken by that woman. I forgot what it was.
Oh, are you talking about the lady that wanted you to come after you got off of work? Um.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't remember.
husband's name was Michael or something. Was it
No,
her or a different person?
no, her name wasn't Michael. I can't remember her name, but her husband had passed away, and she was
Right,
having.
her husband's name was Michael, wasn't it?
I don't remember. That's
Michael
been.
Ong, was it his name?
Yeah, he was Asian, so
I think it was Michael Ong. I think that was his
yes,
name.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, she was getting all of this activity after he passed away, and so when Charles thought that maybe somebody had um, hacked into her Google device because a lot of
Mm,
the screams and the voices and stuff that was coming through there sound like recordings, and that of course it freaked her out, but
mm-hmm.
she was having some valid activity too. So we
Yeah,
were down
sure.
in the living room, and remember the REM pod went off upstairs, and so she was like, "Can she come after work? I'll buy pizza."
That pizza was good too.
Oh, stop it, damn cats. So another investigation we did where I actually caught some audio. We were at the Globe. I don't see Globe seemed to have all the good stuff because we've been to the what is it, the Gila County Jail, been to the train depot, and the train depot was interesting because that was my first time being there, so I caught some good stuff. There was a room there that I forgot she told me about. But after we finished our investigation, we went over there to look at it. It had all of this luggage in there that was originally what am I trying to say? The people passengers' luggage,
Oh
and it was
wow.
in this room. And I forgot she told me how to get in there. So it was like you use a screwdriver and you jimmy the door open or something. I forgot she told me about that, and we
Hmm.
totally missed it. But this one, we were in it's like a museum. It's a separate building than the actual train depot. And I got a lot of voices through there. It was so cool. My son, he's like, whoever that Hispanic voice is, he must like you because every time you talk, he comes through. He talked Spanish, so I didn't know who it was. But
Yeah.
this one here, you can hear me say how many people are in here, and this was the response. How many of you are here? This is a 30.
Right.
30?
Yeah.
Yeah,
30.
how many in here? 30. And it came through
30.
just
Wow.
plain as day. We were like 30. It was like, oh my God.
That's a party.
I know. So that was cool. We kept hearing that one particular male voice that kept coming through. So he must have been the big dog around. He must
Hmm.
be the big dog spirit. Stupid cats. And
Cat balls, yeah.
yeah, and then can you hear them?
I can. Funny.
And then oh, this next one, my friend Tracy came. Her and her husband came. and we were in the museum still. So we had the the portal going, and we kept getting like I said, with a lot of Hispanic, Mexican voices through there. I didn't mean to say Mexican voices, but Spanish words coming through. And I turned it off for a while, and then decided to just record the video recorder. So we turned it back on. This one might be kind of low, so I'm gonna see if I can turn it up all the way. So this one might be kind of low. You can hear Tracy say, "Are you still here?"
Are you still
Yeah.
there?
Okay.
Yep.
He goes, "Yep." She goes, "You still there?" He goes, "Yep." I don't know. Let me try it again.
Are you still there? Yep.
It's like that was cool. So Eldon thought that maybe that was because it's supposedly Molly, the lady that manages these all these buildings. That she's the contact for a lot of these buildings in Globe. Seemed to think, I guess her husband had a office in that building, so they
Oh,
think
okay.
maybe his spirit is around the train depot. So when I played that for Eldon, he was like, "Yeah, back in the day, they didn't say yep." He was like, "That's probably Molly's husband."
Yep.
And then
Mm,
we were sitting upstairs in his old office, and Andre came that day, my oldest son. So Andre came
mm.
with us that day, and he kept on his leg. It's like something was crawling on his leg. I'm like, "Are you getting felt up by spirits over there?" Because he was like, "Something keeps touching me." I was like, "Yeah, you over there getting felt up. That's what's going on. You got a
I know
ghost."
it's so weird when a spirit spanks your butt. It's like, really, you can't come through nude, but you want to touch my ass.
But that happened to my sister. We
It's
went
like,
to we were at the Clifton Hotel.
mm,
So supposedly there's spirits in there of a little boy or whatever. I think a couple little kids. First we saw there's this toy. It's a clown, and it's on like it has the little wheels on it, so it goes back and forth. And we were sitting there, and it started moving by itself. So we were watching it. It
mm,
was like, "Oh, that's cool," and it just swinging, going back and forth, back and forth. And it was, and there was a little girl that was with us, and she was seeing this little boy, and she was like 5, and she kept talking about the little boy. And when this thing was moving, she was like, "That's him," and I forgot what his name was, and she actually called him by name.
mm.
And, um, her mom was like, "Wow," she was tripping out with it. So when the toy was moving, and my sister goes, "What the hell?" I'm like, "What?" She got poked in the butt. She said it felt like somebody just poked her like this.
Right? It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, that's rude.
So at the Clifton Hotel, they were doing a séance, and I had
Oh,
my camera going. My camera didn't catch it, but you can see where the camera got hit because it almost fell over. So when they were
mm.
doing the séance, a painting flew off the wall and hit my camera.
Oh, wow. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah, yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then we went over to the
Mm.
cemetery, the Clifton Cemetery, and we kind of walked around a little bit and nothing was going on. Now, see, I've been told I'm a sensitive, right? So we get over to the children's section, and all of a sudden I got sick to my stomach. And then I got dizzy, and I started having all of these issues. And one of the girls that was with us, I didn't know her before that night. She was like, "Let's get you out of here." And we got to the car, and I was just so discombobulated. My sister had to drive. I'm like, "I can't, just here's the keys. I can't drive." I just had a horrible reaction. It was like, "What
Yeah.
the hell?" So yeah, that kind of tripped me out a little bit. And I'm trying to think
So
what
you
else.
couldn't drive, so you were in my spot.
I was in your spot. I was in the passenger seat. I was in your spot. That's it. That's right. You shotgun.
I
Yeah. So
still laugh.
yeah.
I laugh
So
because of how I reacted. Like, I shouldn't. I'm a freaking adult. Why am I acting like a 5-year-old? Like, you're in my spot. Like, this isn't going to work. Like, so stupid.
yeah, that's still funny. You're in my
It is
spot.
funny.
And
It is funny.
then start sending you Sheldon memes from the
Right.
Big Bang Theory.
Right. So do you have the one from what is it? The American Flag Ranch, the
Oh, the
siren one?
siren? Yes, I
Because
do.
that one was like, so backstory on this, guys. Oh, we got one watching. Yay, welcome in. Share out. So the backstory is we were going through the whole night. Nothing was happening. And I was like getting bored. Like, can you guys do something or something? So 2 of us were in one room and 2 of you there's 4 of us.
Yeah, you and Alicia was in that one room where the portal was, and me and Anna was up near the front of the building.
And all of a sudden, go ahead and play it. This is what we heard.
Okay. If it wants to play, it's just spinning. Come on. There you go. That was Alicia screaming. Well, it went on for over a minute, so I'm not gonna.
And when one sister runs, they all run.
They all run.
We're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, because that's what me. We were up in the front and we heard it go. I was like, what the fuck is that? And my sister, man, we walked in there and that's what we heard. We heard Alicia scream, and she was like, no. And I'm like,
and I'm trying to run. She's trying to run, and I'm yelling like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh my God, what did we just catch? I'm like, that was totally
I'm walking
insane.
back there trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I'm walking in the room like, what the fuck is that? But after I played it,
that's one of the best audio captures that I've ever heard or we've gotten.
Yeah.
You know, EVPs are great, but when you get residual sound like that from a place that was, you know, World War II, whatever, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was a good catch. And then I played it for a couple of people, and one person was like, well, you know, there's mines in the area, and, you know, it could have been a mine or something. I'm like, not at midnight. It was like 12 o'clock at night. And then Eldon and I was talking about it. I played it for him, and then the guy that I actually got the portal from, he was like, yeah, that's not, no, that's something else beyond, you know, that's like supernatural. That's, you know, no, I've never heard that before. He said he never heard it come from the portal before. So after Eldon and I talked about it, we figured out it was an air raid siren.
Air raid siren,
A hand cranked air raid siren. Because even after it started, and like I said, it went on for over a minute or so. And I was like, can you stop that, please? And then it started winding down.
Yeah.
So, but that was really cool. Yeah.
It was so loud and so.
It was really loud. Like I said, it scared the crap out of everybody.
Oh, I know, everybody. We're like, but, you know, part of you is like, okay, I know it's super, but you're still running. Like, I don't know what we're running from. It's just sound. It's so funny. When, you know, I've seen all investigators, and it's like, you know, it's so funny.
Yeah, but so I'm going back to the Globe Elks Lodge in March. So, and it was funny because I had never been there before until we went in December. I had never been there before. I didn't even know about it at first until I heard somebody talking about it. So the owner is showing us around, and he told us he's a non-believer. So he's showing us around, the different rooms, the different floors. The basement of the building was actually, I guess it was the building was a mortuary at one point. So
Yeah.
down in the basement is where they kept bodies, and they moved them through this door, and they bring them in and out. So we're walking through the building, and we kept hearing noises. So you know how my phone goes off. It'd be like, "You got mail, motherfucker,"
Yeah.
and or my other phone would ding, and he'd be like, we'll hear something, and he'll go, "Was that your phone again?" I'm like, "That wasn't my phone." And this happened like 3 or 4 times, and he was like, "Is that your phone?" No, that
Nope.
came from over there. I don't know what that was. He goes, "Well, I'm a non-believer." I was like, "Well, you got something going on." And he
Mhm.
and he told us to be on the third floor um, at about 11. He said they used to perform some I can't say ritual. It's not really a ritual, but they used to do something up there where it had all the chairs. I guess where the what do you call them when they with the elks with the higher ups? Do they have a name or something that they call
Oh, it's
them?
like a ceremony. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not.
ceremonial um swearing in or whatever. But yeah, it's a ceremony.
Yeah,
It's
because
not.
they
Yeah.
that big chairs, all around, but
Yeah.
nothing. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on, so I want to go back and see if we can catch something.
That'd be
So
fun.
March 22nd, I think we're going. So yeah, we'll see.
Mm.
But yeah, we got to plan some stuff. Um, because okay, so Oracle, I had one of the guys. Now, see, I tried to Google it, the some Oracle murders,
Mhm.
but nothing came up. But I got stories from somebody who lives there that there was a guy, I can't remember his name, who hired immigrants to work for him and to do work around the ranch or whatever. But instead of paying them, he murdered them and set them on fire.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not paying them. I was like, really? Like that's crazy. And then
That is crazy.
so do you remember where there was a place where like a massacre took place with some Native Americans? Do you happen to remember where it was or what?
So there's a couple, but there's one here in Colorado, and it's the Sand Creek massacre. Um, Happened in the 1800s, I think. Matter of fact, I think it's the 200-year anniversary. Um,
1864.
yeah, almost 200 years.
Mm,
And yeah, and it was all for nothing. Um, you know, if you can imagine just sitting around your teepee, drinking deer milk or whatever. Just making stuff up. But, just hanging out at the teepee, all of a sudden these soldiers come in and say, move it or lose it, or you're going to die. And then they start killing people, all for nothing.
yeah, I know
Nothing.
we talked about the number because Google said between 70 and 600 Native American people were killed, but it
Yeah.
also said 500 to 600 warriors were killed.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous over, something really stupid.
Something totally unprovoked. Yeah.
Yeah. And now that, well, we don't talk about Bruno, but anyway.
Yeah, it says
Um,
the attack was unprovoked and included men, women, and children.
hmm
That's so sad.
But the residual on that, um, I would imagine, because I don't think anybody's ever investigated it. So I'm wondering if the residual, because it was so traumatic, that it'd be kind of like Gettysburg, where you get these apparitions,
Yeah,
like you see some of these YouTube um, investigations at Gettysburg, where you see the military, you see them in their uniforms walking across the field, or, you know, And I'm wondering if that's something that would happen there, because I've not seen any. I don't even know if it's allowed to be investigated, to be honest. Because I don't know if it's deemed sacred land now or not, or something that I'll have to look into that.
So, what part of Colorado is it in? Do you know?
Southern Colorado.
Okay, so about how far is that from you?
I think Sand Creek is about an hour and a half, I want to say.
So
I think it's on the outskirts of Pueblo.
So if I ever come to Colorado to visit you, that's someplace we're gonna have to go.
Oh yeah, amongst others. I mean, Manistee Springs is very haunted. A lot of stuff up there because of the, people went there with tuberculosis back in the day, and the Hopi Indians coming down off the mountain to perform and things like that. I remember that growing up. They don't do it now, I guess. I forget when they stopped doing it, but yeah. So it'd be cool if it started up again. But yeah, Manistee Springs is a good spot. Of course, Cripple Creek, Canyon City. I mean,
there's a lot.
We have a lot of haunted history for being, the Old West.
Yeah.
I'd like to investigate Europe because that would be some.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
Old stuff. Yeah.
Or like Ireland or something like that. There's all kinds of. When we had Barry Fitzgerald on when we was doing Paranormal Hot Seat, he was talking about the fairies and all of the stuff that they believed in back in the day. And fairies are supposed to be scared of iron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess the iron deflects the spirits or something. He was like, "Yeah, if you want to, you want protection, get you, wear some iron." And of course, I bought a iron necklace from Amazon. I was like, "That's my protection."
There you go.
Like, I don't want to get it. And I haven't been attacked yet, ever. Well, I can't say ever. I got scratched once, but it was just, yeah. Matter of fact, I think we were in Tombstone. We were in Tombstone. I got scratched on the leg. So I can't say I never got attacked, but I didn't have my iron necklace on either.
Oh, I've been attacked. I mean, remember that one time we were.
Oh, you got hit.
That was weird.
It wasn't funny at the time, but yeah, you were like, "What the hell?" And you actually had a knot on your head.
I did. I actually had to go to the doctor because I was feeling like I had a concussion. And
yeah.
He said you probably did have a slight concussion. He's like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "I ran into a wall."
Got hit by a ghost. We were at Acadia Ranch. Yeah.
Acadia Ranch. Yeah.
We was at Acadia Ranch when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we were in there that one day. I think that was the same night because remember the back door kept opening when you were there.
Oh yeah, that was weird too.
Yeah, the back door kept opening. And I'm like, I know I closed the door, and then as soon as I put a camera on it, it quit doing it. So it's like, yeah. And
I physically saw it one time out of court. I'm like, that door just opened. Like, I thought you closed it. Or did somebody just go out of there? So yeah.
Yep, it kept creeping open, and we were sitting. It was me, Erica, and maybe my sister. We were in that room. What they call the medical room.
Yeah.
So we went in there to do an EVP session, and the door opens up, and we're standing there looking. We're waiting for somebody to walk in, and nobody walked in. I'm like, okay, that was creepy.
Yeah.
And then I was in there one day by myself, and I heard boots like on the hardwood floor. I got some footsteps. I caught on audio. But like I said,
I love some footsteps. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like boots on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just haven't seen anything yet. Oh, the last time we were there, because we did the American flag and Acadia Ranch, so we would take there was me, Misty, and Colleen, Erica, Eldon, and there was a few of us, so I wasn't Patty, and so we split up between the two buildings. So we went into the tax shed, and I've been in that tax shed a couple of times and never really got anything. But this particular time, Eldon and Colleen went in there first, and she said that there was a spirit in there that didn't like women weren't allowed in there, because I guess at one point that building wasn't always a tax shed. It was like a dorm, like what, not really a dorm, but where all the men had stayed. I guess you could say it's a dorm. Where
Yeah.
the men had stayed in it. So he was telling Colleen, "You're not allowed to be in here." So he was a little
Right.
hostile. And Eldon was talking crap to this spirit. And so when we split up, they went down to the American flag. We stayed at Acadia Ranch, and Misty, who was it? Alicia and I went into the tax shed, and we had the music box with us. So we put the music box in the other room, and we're recording. She's on the camera crew now, so Misty's recording. I got the portal, and we kept just really wasn't getting any voices, but we get these noises, almost like answers to the question. I'll ask a question, and I was like, so.
Right.
If it's a yes, go ahead and make noise. If it's a no, don't do anything. So I was getting a lot of noise to some of my questions. So I was like, are you the spirit that was in here giving Eldon a hard time? And it came on. But as we were talking and recording, the music box went off in the other room.
Oh, wow.
So we were like, oh, okay. They're like, can you turn that off now? And it kept going. So we went ahead and reset it, because it just kept going and kept going and kept going. We went ahead and reset it, and nothing else happened. So, but that was pretty cool too. So, but there seemed like a lot of the stuff that we got is either in Globe. I do want to go back to which one is it? This the old school. You know which one? Oh, Bouillon Plaza.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to go to that. I don't know why I didn't get to go.
I don't think you were with us then, were you? You weren't with us when we went to Bouillon, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. So, yeah, me and Michael met at a dive bar here in Phoenix.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. And then you're like, yeah, I'll be a team member, because I answered an ad on Facebook. And then it was wasn't it during Halloween? I mean, for some reason I remember it was, I don't know. I remember doing readings that night because I was so open. Your mom came through, and then there was a girl that I did a reading for who, like, I think it was tigers or something.
She was a waitress, wasn't she? A waitress,
yeah. A waitress, and that, yeah. And then you're like, no, you're beyond medium now.
Yeah, we became fast friends.
We did. Sisters from another mister, definitely.
That's right. But yeah, well, like I was saying before, I interrupted myself. Yeah, but I want to go back to Bouillon Plaza. We were on the second floor, I believe I was, and Eldon was manning the cameras, the infrared cameras. What do you call them? Anyway, so he was watching the cameras and the TV downstairs. He said, Donna, he said, go over to your left. He was like, there's a shadow over there. Really? So I walk over there and it disappears. So I didn't see anything. And then there was this ladder. It's like it went up to the roof. And I'm like, did it go upstairs? Because we didn't see anything, but we caught a lot of noises that night too.
Yeah.
Some down in the basement, we was catching stuff. I think I got a couple of EVPs from that, but that's been such a long time ago. I doubt if I have them. That's been a couple years ago at least. But I do want to go back.
I like it when it's intelligent.
Yes, when you actually get responses to some of your questions. Yeah.
You know that there's something that's part of the, unexplained that, how can, they come through like that and give valid answers answers to your questions. It's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I love the portal, because you get voices a lot clearer through there.
Mm-hmm.
just a spirit box, because I hate that spirit box because that noise just gives me a headache.
Yeah, the white noise. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. Oh, this was a good one. When we were at the Yuma Territorial Prison, we did the SD session with Rianne. So,
Oh, one of those. Yeah. Yes. I remember that.
so those that don't know, I'm a code enforcement officer with the local county here, and I actually have a badge that I wear to work. So we were at the prison. I decided to go get my badge out the car. And then we were in the guard tower. So I go back up to the guard tower and I'm asking questions and Rianne's giving answers. And I said, we were introducing ourselves. I was like, I'm Donna. This is my sister Anna. Before I got her name out good, it was like, fuck you. And I looked at Rianne. She didn't see my response, of course, because she was blindfolded. I was like, and then I introduced my sister. It was like, pretty. I go, she is pretty, isn't she? So that was pretty. She's giving us, she was actually giving us good responses to some of our questions. So
Yeah.
I'm like doing most of the talking, and she goes, fuck you again. I'm like, I'm getting cussed out by a spirit.
That's hilarious.
Because I had
Yeah,
that
my guesty session ended in me being kind of traumatized to a certain extent.
that
I guess.
one. Yeah.
It was going so well, and then all of a sudden, it's like I still remember it was like a movie being played. This cowboy just came up and shot this little girl. It like a movie, and that's when I just threw off and I'm like, no, and I was crying,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, and
Yeah,
it was
that was
just,
pretty creepy.
it was, but as far as the session went, it was spot on because when I think Charles walked in and I responded, or the spirit responded through me, through that session. So a lot of the answers and stuff were spot on. So it's just with what they showed me, I was like, holy crap, this is violent. So
Yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah,
To this day, I'm not sure if it was a memory of a spirit that came through or it was actually happened on that property. I don't know.
yeah. There's a lot that happened on that property, but your reaction to what you saw, we were like, get her out of there, get her out, bring her out,
Yeah,
because it just freaked you out, and I'm sure it would have freaked me out too, because you said it was so real.
it was so real. Like it happened right in front of me. Like so real.
Wow.
And as long as you've been doing this, and as long as I've been a medium. Weird things have happened since I was 4. You'd think you get used to stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and become more desensitized, but you don't.
You don't, because
Because
it's always something that'll surprise you.
yeah, it's just like, oh, that just happened. Wow, okay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like this. The Eerie tales about everything and anything that from UFO eggs to spirit touching your butt. Anything can happen.
Yeah, that's true. You get scratched, and oh,
Hmm.
there was a lady. Now I don't remember if she was talking about the Elks Club or not. She was at the train depot with us, and she was talking about this mortuary that she's investigated before, and she was telling us about all the things that was going on with her, and she felt that she had an attachment.
Mm.
And so we're at the train depot, and she ended up leaving early because she showed me the back of her leg, and she had these 3 deep scratches on the back of her leg.
Oh
So,
wow.
so she believed that she did have an attachment, because she was like, wherever she went, she just felt like something was there, or she was um, I don't know if she was getting the same name, but a guy at the Yuma Territorial Prison he was everywhere he went. He did have an attachment because he was getting the same name through the spirit box whenever
Mm-hmm.
they went somewhere. And he was at the prison and got the same name. So we were like, yeah, you got
Mm-hmm.
to, dude. You need to everywhere you
You
go,
bet.
the same name.
do some stage work.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Mm.
but I wouldn't mind going back to the prison and see what
Mm-hmm.
I can catch beside the gunshots. But yeah,
Right.
it was
Mm-hmm.
fun getting cussed out by a spirit.
That's always funny. Like, fuck you. Well, fuck you.
You too. What do you mean?
It's like,
But that's why I got the badge because I wanted to see if I'll get a reaction. That's why I
hmm
went the badge in the first place. But I wasn't expecting to get cussed out.
right. Mm. Like, my P's and Q's are going to be put in solitary. Mhm.
Yeah. So I get
So,
cussed
yeah.
out, we got shots, and then yeah. But they had this one cell, the dark cell, I think is what they called it. So there was it was a metal, well you can see where the actual cell used to be because it's like the metal floor or the concrete part where you can see a cell used to be there. So the guards were such assholes that they would torture these prisoners that was in the dark cell. So up
Yeah.
above there was a hole in the ceiling, and they would drop scorpions and small snakes down in the cell
Wow.
to torture these prisoners. I'm
Mm-mm.
like, that's cruel as hell. And then, ain't no telling how long that they held them in this cell because, like I said, they called it dark cell for a reason. But yeah, they used to torture their prisoners like that. It's like, can you imagine you locked up? Oh, and then they had them chained to this. I think they had them actually chained to the cell, so it's not like they could go anywhere. And this was a small. It's like it was almost like the size of a small room, and then they
Yeah.
had a cell, a cage on the inside of that, and they used to chain these guys to the actual cell.
Mm.
That's the story of the lady that run the place was telling me about. I'm like, that's just cruel and unusual punishment. It's crazy. But then I
Wow.
guess um, the prison wasn't open very long because that's when they then a couple of years I think it was, and then they started transferring the prisoners over to Florence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Florence, Arizona. They started transferring them there, but it was only open a couple of years. But I thought it was funny. I'm at work one day, and our department head, he loves my stories. He goes, "I love your second job." So
Right.
he
Mhm.
always asking about places I'm gonna go, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "Hey Tom, you're gonna love this. I'm going to the Yuma Territorial Prison." He's like, "Really?" He's like, "That's cool." He said, "My great grandfather was a guest there."
Oh,
I don't remember.
nice.
I think he told me he had more than two. He had married like two women or something. Yeah.
Uh, hmm. That's
So
interesting.
yeah,
He's
so
a gift there. That's funny.
that's funny that he shared that with me. So the dude was
Hmm.
down in New Orleans, and he's on vacation, and he goes into Microsoft Teams and he sends me a note from New Orleans. Hey, I'm going on a ghost tour tonight. I'll let you know how it goes.
Oh, no way. That is awesome. That's another place I'd like to go is New Orleans.
New Orleans was great. I,
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed because it rained like 3 to 4 days we were there. I went with my best friend Lisa. It rained like
Mm.
3 to 4 days we were there, and I wanted to go to the cemetery, but it kept raining. And because the graves in New Orleans are buried above ground because it's all water underneath.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to see that and didn't make it, so I want to go. I'm gonna go back. So the funny thing about that is when they have rentals, they have signs over the doors that says this haunted or it's not haunted.
You're
So
like,
you,
Haunted.
you know what you're getting into at that
I'll
point.
take that one. Yeah.
But yeah, really cool spot. We got so fucked up. We were so drunk. But yeah, oh, we went on a walking ghost tour. I did get, oh man, I'm gonna have to load those pictures for the next time. I did get, we were on a walking ghost, we were in an old brothel. And I don't know if I showed you those pictures or not, but
Mm-mm.
and the lady said, the tour guide, she said, when you take pictures, she said, take them in the doorways because sometimes spirits appear in doorways. So I got mine. I guess I had one of the EOS cameras, And I'm sitting there and I'm snapping photos. And when I go back to look at them, there's a shadow. And it came through a
Oh, okay.
few, because we're always told when you take pictures, take them in rows of in sets of threes. So if it's something there, you'll know. But I took more than 3 photos, but I didn't see it at the time through my camera. And it was light. Next frame, it got darker and then darker and then darker, and then it was gone.
Oh, wow.
So, and I showed it to the tour guide, and she was like, "Can you email those to me?" I was like, "Yeah." Then one of the guys say, "That's your camera strap." First of all, my camera strap's around my neck.
Right.
Second of all,
Mhm.
second of all, it's transparent. You can't see through a camera strap if that's a camera strap. You can see right through that shadow. So
Yeah,
I don't know why you're on this tour if you don't believe.
I know, but that's your camera strap. Well, fuck you. Sorry, yes, Mom. I'm glad not, no kids watching right now. So,
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on our hour, Michael,
I know. Always a good time. Hopefully, I'll redo the StreamYard so I can at least get it posted to my,
to your
um,
face.
yeah, but because we recorded it, we can post the posting and
We can
that'll,
always replay it. Yeah, we can
yeah,
always.
people can watch it or at their leisure or whatever. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's always fun, catching up and reminiscing.
yeah. So we're gonna do this the second Sunday of every month.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna go to our outro. We appreciate our viewers, and you guys have a good night. Let me see if I can add my,
Yep.
because I
Thanks
think
for
I did.
watching.
I had to add the intro, so I might have to add the outro too. So
Okay.
okay, guys, have a good night.
Bye bye.